Hello world, it's Curtis Potter with Balance Inspiration. We're on one of my job sites. We got all kinds of kitchen cabinets, all kinds of stuff we're doing today. Framing, cabinets, whole 9 yards. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because, starting a company, there's so many fears that you can have. And fear is false evidence appearing real. And I'm not gonna lie, there's been a lot of fears that I've had in this journey of business ownership. It's something that I knew that I wanted to do. Sometimes you work for bosses that just, they likely aren't happy with their life at home, and they take it out on their employees, or maybe their boss is coming down on them and it's making them mad, and they take it out on you because they're not going to stand up to their boss and risk getting fired, right? So they take it out on their employees, or maybe for instance, my nephew, he just quit his job to come work with me. And see, the thing is work with me. This is my nephew Nate.
What's up?
He's working with me, and he said yesterday, we were talking, teaching him how to be a crew leader, and he said, "Uncle Curtis, thank you for letting me come and work for your company." And I said, "Stop. Don't never say that again." And he's like, "Huh? What?" And I said, "Nephew, this is we. Yes, I am the owner of this company, but I want you to look at it as our company. This is our business. We're both gonna eat, and we're both going up, right?" And he almost started crying because he's about to have a baby. He just texted me last night, was like, "Uncle Curtis, my girl's dilated to this level." And I said, "Nephew, I don't want to hear about your woman's vagina size right now. Like, that's none of my business, nephew." And he goes, "Oh, that's what it means?" He's so excited to become a father. And the place he was working, he told him, he said, "Hey, my baby mama about to be, she can have that baby any moment. She could have that baby any moment. So I just need you guys to know that I may have to take off." And he's like, yeah, we understand. Go ahead and take off and go watch your baby be born. And then once everything's cool, we need you to come back to work. What? Like, what? And he's like, "Well, what?" Sorry, it's loud. They got the saws going on. Got to keep them boys working. But that's what his employer said. You got a couple hours to go watch your baby born, but then you got to leave your woman and child at that hospital and then come back and make us money. Right? And he's like, "Well, how much time do I get off for maternity leave, whatever, I think it's the same thing for guys. I can't remember. I think they called it the same thing for me. I don't know." But he said, "Well, how much time will I get off to be with my new baby?" And they said, "We never told you get time off for having a baby." And he said, "What?" And over the months, he said, "Hey, I need to go to the doctor's appointment with Tessa." And they're like, "Why? What's going on?" He's like, I get to hear my son's heartbeat." And I say, "You trying to leave work to hear your son's heartbeat? Nuh-uh. You ain't going, or you getting written up. You want to get fired for going to hear my baby's heartbeat?" So the thing is, I've had plenty of jobs like that, where, like, one time I worked for a company and I was about to go speak to children at the children's prison, right? You all know that's what I do, and I love those kids, and I'm feeding into those kids, and I'm investing in those kids so they can break the chains. The ministry is called Bridges to Life. Sorry, there's another one that's Broken Chains Ministry and stuff. I'm getting them mixed up, but it's Bridge to Life. Because they had done something that got themselves there, and it was most likely a learned trait from their role models, their parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, so forth. But they needed a bridge to take them to the other side of life. And the employer said, you cannot leave work 3 hours early to go speak to those children. And I said, well, I said this to my boss. I said, well, I'm going to need you to talk to the head guy of Angie's List. Oh, I'm not going to drop no names. So I said, how about you go talk to the main boss, because this is for the children. This is for our future generation. He went up there talking. He said, hey, man, I went and talked to him for you. You know, well, it's cool, man. He's cool. And he's like, no, he said you can't leave either. I was like, I gave him a month notice. So that day came where, you know, I got asked to be a guest speaker for those kids. That day came, and I went up to my boss, and I had already cleaned out my desk. I already told everybody bye. And I was like, hey, man, I just want to make sure that I'm not allowed to go speak to these children. And he said, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. If you leave, you're getting written up. And I said, see, this is actually what I'm going to do. I actually have another option. I quit. What? The person that got you a job just claimed 189 grand this year. You're walking away from a $200,000 plus job. You become a manager, you can make 400. I make 400, but I let them play me like a puppet, that dangling that carrot, that dollar bill, or that fear of, I'm gonna fire you if you go watch your kids be born. I'm gonna fire you if you go talk to these kids that need somebody. You're gonna change generations by doing this. But if you go do that, you fired. Because all that matters to us is the money. So when I get scared about, sorry, my eyes are too sensitive for this stuff. The sun today. I got scared many of times when I started this construction company. This job is a big one, and we got all kinds of big jobs going on right now. It's scary. But what's even scarier is if I go work for another person like that. I just was working for a guy, I was traveling a bunch, and it was the same type of stuff. Just lying to me, giving me these promises that he wasn't keeping his word. And then when I tried to talk to him like, hey, you promised me this, the dude literally threatened me. I was like, all right. I said, you know what, man? Cool, bro. Bye. He said, what? You make this much money, blah, blah, blah. All money's not good money. And when you're sitting here lying to me, of all these things you're going to get me, like insurance, vehicles, this and that, and then you making some bad decisions, and you want to, nope, sorry, bro, because I lost this account, I put all my eggs in this basket, I ain't feeding you no more. And he said, you know what, I just changed my mind. Never mind that you quit another company to come work for me, and I promised you all these open promises. Yeah, I'm a man of my word. Okay, well, no, you're not. And then he threatened me when I asked him that. Like, that's what's scarier than fear about learning how to run a business. The fear of being bound by money or a job that doesn't give a crap about you. I have a friend that worked for a company, a trucking company, and his good friend worked there too. And he actually got in a car wreck in Florida and died. The dude got in a semi-wreck, died. The company paid to get his truck towed back to Indiana and wouldn't even pay to get his body brought back to Indiana because they'd have to put it in an ambulance or a hearse or whatever. It was going to cost thousands of dollars. And they said, nope. They told his wife, you get her body or his body back here in Indiana. That's your responsibility. If you die today, your employer will replace you tomorrow. He will replace you tomorrow with no thought about it. That's the fear that pushes me to go after this. Today, I invite you to think about if you're in a place in your life that you don't want to be, and where you want to go, and how scary it could be. But then think about that fear of staying where you're at for the rest of your life. That fear to me is even scarier than learning how to do everything with a house, everything with commercial, from the ground up, concrete, plumbing, electrical, framing, roofing. It doesn't matter. I'll learn it. And I know that you can too. You can learn anything in life. And if your life is not exactly how you want it to be, then why not? Because of fear? Fear is false evidence appearing real. To sit there and know that my nephew is being treated like that, somebody that I helped raise and had them boys with me every possible chance I could get, to know that he's being treated like that, that fear is way bigger. So I ask you, what's your why? And at what point is your why going to come to where it's so important that you can't even think of doing anything else? There ain't no stopping this. You know what? I've had some companies fail. I don't care. I'm going to keep pushing forward because this is generational. This is about my family. This is about every employee that I have that I can bless. Today, I invite you. If your life ain't the way you want it to be, let's do something about it. If you need help, I've got people connected in almost every area of Indiana. Sorry, I got distracted. A butterfly just landed on me. That was... And if you're listening from Indiana, I've got connections on everything. Vehicles, tires, transmissions, tow trucks. Remodeling, you got something you need done with your house, I've got connections, and I either do it or I've got people that do everything when it comes to house. You need landscaping, A&W Landscaping, my boy, is killing it out here in the landscaping game. If you're getting ready to have your driveway shoveled because of snow, you want your grass mowed because you're just like, you know what, I'd rather spend that time with my family, I got you. If you need concrete work done, my buddy's got a huge concrete company here in Indiana. I've got you. Whatever it is you need, I've got you. Because I don't want you to feel that same pain. Sorry if it's too windy. The wind's going. I love you all. If this helped you, if you have any questions, comments, anything, put it in the DM. Put it in the comment section. Tag somebody, share, like, you know the drill. Every single day we're getting a step closer to being boundless. Today I invite you to think about what it's going to take for you to be boundless. I love you all. Have a great day. Be boundless.